One win, is it, over the last? Yeah, one win over the last 3 months. They've only played it 3 times, -9 round differential. Looking at Liquid, this is a map that they're very dominant on. 5-1 since they were formed. Haven't really been fussed at all. I think that one loss might have been in Europe. So, yeah, this is going to be very difficult for the boss side. That said, I mean, we've gone into matches before and said Liquid should be the one dominating, and they haven't. You know, they've
Yeah.
had their issues. So we never really know. Technically, statistically, Liquid should dominate here.
And Liquid are going to be very disappointed themselves for dropping that series to Nouns yesterday, right? So
Yes.
you'd imagine that's going to have them focused up on a lot of the tomfoolery we sometimes see when things are a little bit easier. We're going to be down. Ooh, they're trying to explode out of it, but it was just enough to rebuff Liquid, and this could be a problem. Trades on, and they're even, so not really a problem. Bomb will be down. It'll be a 2-on-2 in the post, and Naf has found himself a little pistol upgrade here. Oh, and he's got the deep angle in towards Church. Bot's going to be tough to clear out for Pwn alone. Just got to hit the headshot or bust here for Pwn alone. Naf will mow one down. Sets up a 1v1.
Those dualies.
No kit. Twistzz repositioning in towards the pool. This is nicely done. Does Darty clear it? Oh, Twistzz even giving further ground. Darty has no idea where he is. And Twistzz is showing patience on this one. Now starting to go forward, checking that he's off of it. Knew he already won it on time. That is nicely played. Ice in the veins for Russell, Twistzz, and Milton.
Yeah, and I mean, Liquid, if there's one strength we've seen from them over the last little bit, it's pistol rounds. They've been very strong on them, and you see that Twistzz at the end of it, like you said, very patient, very poised, you know, going and clearing out Church, realizing that no one was there anymore, and then, of course, you know, the attempt on the site drew his attention, and they got that round, even though it's tightly contested. And I mean, credit to Boss, this is something that they're also very good at, is getting trades, you know, playing as a unit. They're not going to make things easy for Liquid. It's just, can they get... Oh, my goodness. Speaking of, Freshy's going to get spammed through the wall there. Naf going for that common wall panel spam. All 5 players for Boss are pushing in here. But yeah, they're just a very tenacious team.
Skulls. Gonna make some money. Well, actually, most of the kills come through with rifles, which they will be able to retrieve going into the next round. So, not a ton of money made off the SMG. So they mostly managed to circumvent that MAC-10, but still only one casualty. Liquid are feeling fine after the first couple of rounds. So let's see what Boss has got here. I feel like Inferno is not a map that lends itself as much to some of the creativity that we like to see. That sort of intrigued us with Boss. But I want to see what they got cooking. Because you're right, they don't have a ton of officials on this map. It's not been the most comfortable for them. So what's the big idea here?
Molotov getting tossed out. Right now, they have 3 players leaning towards the A side. A couple on B. Usually they have an anchor. Oh, Pwn's going to get the opener onto Naf. YEKINDAR gets the immediate trade, though, so Liquid will take that every day of the week as they charge on forward, take bracket control without any contestation. Darty waiting over in Moto, and he will get deleted by Twistzz. That means only 1 player left on the site. Fresh is going to have to do work, and he does! 2K. Twistzz and YEKINDAR are dropped 3v2 in favor of Boss. They have the advantage, but they need to get the numbers.
Skulls knows there's the player mini. Ooh, still hits the dink. That's nicely done. They need to cross the bomb. A little too risky, that smoke. Not blew me in time, and look at where the bomb is dropped. So Skulls with no health. Is he gonna go through this? Oh, they're stuck on each other. They're stuck on each other. That is such unfortunate timing for Skulls. If Cryptic had been moving like 5 pixels to the right, he might have just slipped right by him. They might have just passed each other like ships in the night, and Skulls would have been away. I don't mind the idea. It's a little cheeky, but with the health he had, you had to do something. But for Boss, they're on the board.
Yeah, and again, I mean, a little bit of a bonus round for Team Liquid coming through there with the MAC-10s on a couple of players, but technically, I felt like they had the advantage coming onto that bomb site. The difference maker is Freshy, the player we saw that was a little invisible yesterday, now coming out and immediately asserting himself on the A anchor hold. So that's good to see for Boss. I'm sure they're happy about that, but they need a lot more of it as they just got that 1 round on the board. 3 MP9s and 2 A1Ss. So even with the round victory, right, the economy isn't great because you only had 1 player left standing, which I think has been the case for 2 out of 3 rounds. That has been the case for these two squads. So, as expected, Boss fighting tooth and nail here.
Little utility cycling here at the B site. They've rebuffed Liquid, at least initially. There's not a ton left for a site take. Pretty much going to be one less salvo. Opponent alone tucked towards the cubby. This could get interesting. Fresh is in kind of a bad spot here. Okay, he'll be able to tuck back in towards the site. There was a moment there. It looked like he might get caught on the timing. Flashbang to try and stall this out. There's not a lot of utility here. They can't slow them down now. It's all about the fight. It's all about the hit. And it's all about the kills for Twistzz. This one over. Done. Cryptic left to the save. And Liquid with a resounding answer to that first gun round loss.
That is just a blitz onto the A site and a stomp of anyone that is present there, which was 4 players for Boss that were actually available to try and get 1 frag, but they got none. Not a single one coming on the board for them. Cryptic just trying to save here, and everyone for Liquid is hunting already. They know that no one's on the A site, so they're going to close all the angles. Cryptic going to get 1 here, but his position is given away. Cryptic picking up the AK, trying for a second. Okay. At least he's fighting to try and keep this AK up and running. Liquid, I imagine they're going to continue to chase here. 1 player's fallen back. A couple still hanging in. Skulls and Cadian, but good movement from Cryptic. I think he's got this. Yeah, AK saved over to the following round. That's something, given the fact that Boss isn't going to have a buy-up pretty much at all outside of the AK, but a rifle helps. What do you do if you're Boss right now, though? You got the AK. Do you stack a sight, keep the rifle on it, or you split it up? It looks like they will be splitting it up, keeping the rifle on B. Oh my god, it could be dead soon. You just got to be careful. He actually did dodge that utility and doesn't take any damage from it. That's actually quite lucky for Cryptic that he wasn't in the vicinity of the nades or the Molotovs. Liquid taking aggressive banana control.
It's the classic. It's the classic. And he knows in this situation, when you don't have your own counter nades to fight it, you just can't stick around top card. Nice shot. Very nice shot indeed. Now Liquid's in kind of a weird situation with this gun. You know they're going to come for it. You don't want to put the bomb in a precarious position, but you also don't want to give them an extra rifle for free. So they're kind of sitting around here. The timing could be really weird. Oh boy. Unless you got riflers like this. Nice transfer there from YEKINDAR. Keeping the bodies around works out. Yes, they lose 2, but you're going to be easily absorbed.
Oh, YEKINDAR. My goodness, he is so good oftentimes at opening up bomb sites, and that's what they've got him for, right? Take those opening duels, take the space, do the damage, even if you're not getting the frags, as long as you're getting the players down in health and you're making it easy for the trades, mission accomplished. And he does exactly that. Doesn't even die, of course, in that previous round. So 4-1 in favor of Liquid. Pwn alone going to be jumping up, looking for first contact here, and the smoke was already thrown by the CTs to block off any type of visibility from T-Ramp. So I kind of like that play. Not a smoke you see every day. YEKINDAR spamming through it, and he's again trying to open up a space. The Lone Ranger at Banana, while 4 players look to work their way up mid and towards the A site.
He's not got an R8 though. The Lone Ranger. We'll see though. He's pretty snappy on the shooting. You know, most American of them all, Randy YEKINDAR Smith. Actually, I guess the most indeed. So they're all Canadian now.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're claiming Skulls as yet. I guess he can just be a Brazilian player. YEKINDAR isolated alone. This Lone Ranger has been stripped of his badge. And now there's trouble on for Liquid because, well, Boss no. There's no one here with 25 seconds left to go. 30 seconds, rather. They're actually would be enough time for a mad bail. Unless Naf just kills everybody in the meantime. Holy calzone. Naf! Oh, just a one-man execution squad. Just spotted the last as well, and why not? He'll take it too. Beautiful work.
Check him PC. No, my goodness, what a 4K. Tapping away with the headshots and 9 frags on the board, and actually took the lead away from Twistzz. And like I said, Naf has been that player who's had the most impact for Liquid, not only throughout this qualifier, but since the team has formed, this new iteration of it. I mean, he's had his ups and downs in the past, but currently he is very much their star performer. So let's see if he can continue that trend, and I mean, all signs point to yes. Timeout going to be called by Boss to talk things over, readjust their strategies. Money isn't there. Maybe a half buy in the cards. They can try something a little cheeky. They haven't been too aggressive down mid. They've been pretty passive in general, so maybe an aggressive play here to mix things up with the pistols could be on the cards.
Yeah. It's not going to be a lot of firepower behind it, not a lot of oomph.
Yeah.
Nade stack, 3 of them.
Sorry, it would justify even more to try something risky, right?
Yeah, certainly. 4 nades. Ooh, all right. Hold on. Darty keeps the money healthy, maybe to save for the op. And here we go. First nade somehow finds nobody. Second nade also finds nobody. What? Unfortunate for Boss, as they will have no impact out of that. A little bit of utility. Oh, but the 5-7's a different story. Beautifully done. Brett's just sticking around as well. It's like, yeah, come and get me. We got 4 players here now. I would actually like to bait you in with the ticks of those Molotovs. But meanwhile, 2 players getting up and around towards long. I mean, they could still trigger this stack. They've got a minute. They can't go ahead of this. The players in spawn need to activate first to take out this CT prong of the assault. Just enough utility coming over from B to try and bait them right now, but you could see Ponalone's wise to this. He's like, why haven't they hit yet? Why haven't they hit yet? Something is wrong. He just doesn't have the gun to do anything about it. So stack or not, at the end of the day, the rifles are going to win out. And Freshie probably just wants to save his armor, to be honest.
Yeah, I would think so. And the 5.7 too. It's like 1,500. No, excuse me, not 1,500, but 1,150.
500.
500.
Oh, you mean in total?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, here we go. 1150. You were trying to do math. That was your mistake here, John.
I did it right, though. 1150.
But you did it wrong first.
Because I forgot he didn't have the head
never do
armor.
math live. One of the cardinal rules of broadcast.
Nah, I break that rule all the time, and I don't mind doing it.
Just setting yourself up for disaster, John.
Well, you know, eventually I'll just be so good it won't matter. Liquid going to get a 6 there. I actually want to talk about how well things went for Liquid in a round where we've seen things go awry in the past and against many teams where they have an anti-eco and, you know, they feel overconfident. They try to force the issue and it doesn't work. In that case, they keep 2 players on Banana. They say, okay, hold it up. Guys, let's take some time to try and readjust ourselves and gain an advantageous position and go in on that flank. And Pwn alone, I mean, obviously when you're firing off those bullets, it's kind of weird in that situation. You're probably thinking as a CT, why are they doing this? Are they trying to distract us? And Pwn immediately turns around and says something might be going on in our flank. He was right, but like you said, there's only so much he could do with a pistol, and Liquid from that range just completely decimated them. So well played from Liquid as they take a 6th.
It's like one of those situations you're like, I have the read, but also a P2K, so... It's only the first step of the puzzle. Twistzz and Naf having some nice starts to this one. But we'll be on board with Skulls. Cryptic's playing anti-flash, but golly, does that X-ray look like he's about to just pull the trigger on some spam. Ooh, 3 players here. The attempt to explode through could be bad from Liquid. Molotov forces the first out. And Skulls doesn't bite. Shown some presence here. But they're taking the ground, and they are just going to leave Skulls as that lurk. See if he can catch anybody. I say that. He's revealed himself now. Fighting both sides of the map. Twistzz Twistzz, 1-for-1. Skull's able to trade it. Beautifully done. And that duo is all you need to clear out the defense. That's nicely played. Good coordination between them. This is something that we've had our eyes on with Liquid as we continue to learn about the squad, as they continue to develop. Is the chemistry, the timing on that. And in that instance, couldn't have been more on point.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think Twistzz was going to be able to get one in that situation, but he manages to do it before getting dropped. And you're right, Skulls peeks around at the perfect time. Not only gets the trade, but immediately flicks around to find the second player as well before they can do anything about it. And now that bomb's going to get planted on the opposite site that Boss is holding. So, Boss, they're going to go for the eco. Makes sense, given their money. You got an op and an AK and a bit of util along with armor to save over. And on Liquid's side, they've been playing almost to perfection, aside from that one blemish on the scoreboard that came in round number 3. Everything's looking great.
Yeah, I mean, this is a battering so far. And I mean, even that round that they lost is the bonus round. They're bringing in SMGs, right?
Exactly.
There were limitations to the buy, so it's been pretty commanding for Liquid since then. For Boss, I mean, we saw those slow starts yesterday. Up against Nouns. We've seen it before. Problem is, up against Nouns, it cost them the map. So, can't do that again. And this is a pretty darn slow one. Got to get it rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Here and now. They'll have a decent buy around this. So let's see what they got.
AK is going to help matters here in Brett's hands towards that B site. Cryptic joining him. This duo's been holding down the fort at B. Which hasn't been too bad. I think A's been more vulnerable than B for this Boss squad, but don't have any rounds to show for it either way, because Liquid's been winning even the close ones. Brett going out here, eating the nade just to hold this spot. Another nade's going to have to get eaten. He's down to 47 HP. Here comes a third, and oh my goodness, not going to survive that. Liquid relentless with the utility here, and they get the opening frag without having to really fire any shots.
You can just tell Brett's like, oh, well, okay, I had that much damage. Okay, but this one, okay, but I can hold on to the spot. Okay, and, oh, this much damage, huh? Another nade. There's one more available. That was attacked through the wall. That's Cadian, just with the op. Goes from bad to worse here, and at this point, they might just be thinking about how they can try and save these guns. Because this one's already looking dire. Cryptic pulls the pin on the smoke, and he is out of there. If they're lucky and Liquid massively misread this, they'll be able to fight with 3. If the likely situation happens and Liquid walk into an empty bomb site, well, it's the safe call for Boss.
It's interesting to see on the T side for Liquid, actually. Cadian is not really trying to get implicated in the fights at all, especially in the early goings. He's just setting up utility, flashbang, everything for the rest of his squad and the riflers to move on in. So he's relying on his teammates more than anything else to find that success, which is fine. I just kind of want to see him get into the action when he's needed, which right now it's not, but when it is, that's when things might become a little bit of an issue, which is what we saw yesterday. Alrighty. 8th round found. Save again for Boss. Tale as old as time on Inferno. Save after save after save on the CT side. And MR12 didn't change that.
No. No, it did not. No, it has not fixed it. Just got fewer rounds. Oh, now the pressure's on. Liquid have plenty of money to hunt, to get aggro. And they will take out 2 of these guns. So the op lives. Liquid stride forward. And a timeout's going to be used here from Boss, their second, as this is getting pretty dire. The problem as well has been these last few rounds, right? Liquid have been on cruise control from the first contact.
Yeah.
They take the site, they eliminate the defense on one side of the map, and then it's just a matter of when are they actually going to move in. Boss have had little ability to impact the outcome.
Yeah, and I
It's
mean,
gotta be frustrating.
I can't recall a round where Boss has gained banana control, which on Inferno, especially on this iteration of it, is exceptionally important. Liquid has always had the ability to freewheel themselves in there, which gives you so much more map that you need to cover on the CT side. You can't only leave the 1B anchor when you're not getting at least a little bit of control, a little bit of visibility down banana. So, I mean, it's been a problem for them that I don't think is going to change here because their buy-up is extremely limited. They will have the op saved over from the previous round. Everyone else onto pistol, so they're gambling here, leaving the op towards B, and Ponalone delivers. What a peek onto Katie, and a risky one given how much Util's been tossed in that direction, but he says, I'm going for it. 5v4 gain for Boston, now a 5v3 with Brett peeking around with the 5-7. Perhaps this is the round that could get Boss charged up, but oh no, the stack to counter exactly that. Skull says, I don't care how many bodies are here. Gets two, Naf gets another. Liquid striking back.
Hey, Darty's got something. It's not done just yet, but it is gonna be tough for Ponalone. Bomb will make its way over to the plant. And you've got YEKINDAR on the angle, ready to receive the op of Ponalone. So he's got the right idea. He's got to go for the clear, but YEKINDAR just off the angle. Just off the check on the clear. Can't unscope at this point. There's the spot. And YEKINDAR wrapping. The shark circling closer. Ponalone wondering when the second punch is going to come in. He's feeling the tingle. But he has to cross this, and YEKINDAR will have this shot. No problem there. A little closer than they'd like, but the end result is Liquid 9-1.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a round where, again, it was the pistols giving Liquid headaches, right? The 5-7 came out, even though Ponalone gets the opener with the AWP, admittedly, but it's the pistols afterwards that strike true time and time again. 1v1, which I think that might be, I thought we would have more, but we think we've had 3 or 4 1v1 situations that have almost all gone Liquid's way. The only one that didn't was when Skulls was trying to creep through that smoke on, as we mentioned, the bonus round for Liquid. Anyway, YEKINDAR going out here, looking for that opening frag. Darty Montana on the other side. This time they're trying to challenge for that Util, but that deep Molotov is so problematic for Brett. Takes damage from it. Darty's stuck in a corner with no support, and YEKINDAR greets them with some AK bullets. He does go down eventually, but the 4v3 is fantastic for Liquid. Only one player left on the B site, but Cryptic is good for at least one, and that will make Liquid question things here.
They're rotating off. They're moving off, but so is Ponalone. Oh, Freshie dropped. Now it's all on a Ponalone, and they know that this is maximum of 1. They know that this could be the op, that this is the op, but what can be done about it? Players out. First one checks. Timing's not perfect there. Twistzz unable to find it. And op on op now. Katie in here. Cavalry getting closer by the moment, and Ponalone patient with it. Beautifully done. Gets Boss on the board.
Wow. Ponalone, as he often does, living up to his namesake. 3 frags, no support available to him, and some great maneuvering around that pillar on site. It's just beautiful stuff. All the shots he took connected. And I mean, look, it felt a little bit like Liquid were lost and didn't really know where to go in order to counter him. On top of that, the one player coming out of apartments doesn't clear sight, even though no one's been there yet, and walks in towards pit. I get it, because your teammates are right behind you, so just the timing was a bit off for Liquid, and Ponalone gets a freebie to start that run in the clutch. So a second round for Boss, it's something. YEKINDAR, and there we go. YEKINDAR goes down to Ponalone, who's on a bit of a run for himself now. He's jumped up to a KDR of 1, which is good news for him at 8-8. At the top of the scoreboard, tied with Cryptic. Liquid immediately going away from that B site. They are taking bracket control.
Bodies are here for Boss. Smoke to lock them out. This could actually be a split for CT. Now they're not a split, but just a straight up play. But they're not seeing anything. They've not got anything telegraphed. Good damage onto Brett. Skull's nearly bringing one through here. Oh, desperate to get that kill, but are they going to expect the double pit setup? That's the big question. Darty tries to get some altitude. This is a little bold. Now a cacophony of kills. They've lost that moto presence. They've cleared out the pit presence. They're not going to expect the second, and Darty will punish them for it.
Okay.
But it's still a recovery on for Liquid. It gives Cryptic a chance at the very least in this final round of the half. But it's only a chance. Hell of a round from Skulls. Just want to put that out here. Clearing out a very tough situation, bringing this round back into question now. Cryptic, what do you have for us? He has the kit. At least, so time pressure isn't as great. But he's expecting the pit presence, and Cadian will play with that expectation, toy with him, and secure double digits as we head to the half. And we're live. Into action. Into the fun here, the second half. It could be a quick one. For Boss, this pistol round is the classic. The must win.
Yeah. I mean, third map in a row that they've been going to the second half down by 4 rounds or more, which, I mean, is always a problem.
Yeah.
This is the biggest deficit they've had to come back from, if they even will be able to, is a big question here. And pistol rounds have been very good for Liquid, and they continue to be so. As oh no, Twistzz with the Zeus!
Oh,
Adds
no.
insult to injury, and a TK afterwards!
Wow. That's it's a little bit of disrespect perhaps to Twistzz, or perhaps it's the new meta. I mean, he wanted the Molotov, wanted the utility. And the Zeus ain't bad right now, especially if you're playing halls. You just have to keep an eye on that in their Inferno games, but definitely a little bit of extra flair in that pistol round, and Liquid could be done here.
A Zeus and a TK. That is just the worst possible situation if you're Boss in that round. Unfortunate. Yeah, the Zeus is interesting though. I find it, now we're talking about it a little bit, the fact that it recharges now is a big deal, right? Because it's not just a one and done. You can actually use it and then wait for it to recharge, and you can hold the same angle with it.
I mean, in a pistol
Probably
round
not
though,
going to, but
by the time it recharges, usually pistol rounds are just kind of done. Speaking of the disrespect, now Cadian's just in their face, asserting himself right now, and the nades will shred them. Shrapnel tearing through the last of Boss's hope on this map. A TK nade, and they're jumping. Their pogo sticking into the fray. Liquid is wasting no time. They want to move on. They've got 2 series to play tonight if they win here against Boss, and they want to make sure they got as much time as possible for it.
that was a demolition derby. Even Liquid's own players getting caught in the crossfire and the shrapnel. But it didn't matter because Boss were deleted by that initial nade stack. 2 players gone. They had already lost 1 before that. Unbelievable dominance and aggression coming through here from Liquid. They want this map over and done with. And again, the volley of nades. They dominated the utility battle on both sides of the map. Brett and Darty down to 4 and 38 HP respectively. Oh my goodness. Already Liquid, even though they've just got the 3 MP9s here, they got 2 rifles to work with, and with all the damage done, the MP9s will be even more potent.
And look at how much utility there still is. Flashes, mollies, smokes. We'll see. It's going to be an approach towards A for Boss. Contact man is Cadian, who just slips around the corner. And he'll be smoked off. Counter through, but they're not going to have to respect it. The spam is good, though. Look at the health. Oh, if only there were a couple of HEs here, this would get real interesting. As it is, though. 4 players are close at hand, and now the bodies are going to start to hit the floor. They barely need to see them, and this one is over. Liquid, pure domination on their map pick of Inferno. 0 moments where that game was in doubt. Barely a moment in a round where Boss had us in doubt for the round win. I mean, that was lopsided.
Exceptionally, yes. I mean, look, Liquid have pulled off these types of performances in the past where they've been extremely dominant. This one felt like the most dominant one we've seen.